Alright, y'all, let me tell you about the long-standing historic friendship between Black Americans and Ethiopians. This connection traces back to the Bible. Ethiopia is mentioned over 40 times in the scripture. And Black Americans, especially during the era of slavery and segregation, drew a lot of inspiration from this fact. There's a famous verse, Ethiopia shall stretch forth her hand unto God. Many Black poets, writers, and revolutionaries, including Dr. Martin Luther King, used this specific verse to inspire pride, hope, and connection to Ethiopia. 1808, Ethiopian merchants arrived in New York. When they tried to attend a segregated church, they were barred from praying alongside white worshippers. Since Ethiopia adopted Christianity long before most of Europe, they knew this was wrong. They then organized with Black Americans to build the first non-segregated church in New York. They called it the Abyssinian Baptist Church. Still standing today, 219 years strong. 1896, Italy tries to take over Ethiopia. Ethiopia fights back, wins, becomes the only African nation to successfully resist colonization. Black people everywhere see this moment as divine justice. Ethiopia's green, yellow, red flag starts becoming a symbol of liberation and Pan-African ideology. It appears in Black parades, institutions, and becomes part of popular culture. 1919, the first official Ethiopian delegation arrives in the United States. They went to the White House, but they also went around several cities to visit Black institutions and organizations. They extend the first invitation to Black Americans to repatriate to Ethiopia. The delegation also bridges the ties between Black American Jews and Ethiopia's indigenous Jewish community that numbered over 40,000 at the time. Malcolm X once said, "I can accurately remember the first set of books that really impressed me. One of those was a book by J.A. Rogers about Ethiopia, the oldest Black civilization." Malcolm would go on to visit Ethiopia himself. When Mussolini invaded Ethiopia in 1935, thousands of Black Americans volunteered to defend Ethiopia. However, the US government blocked most from leaving, and only 2 actually made it to Ethiopia. One of those 2 was Colonel John Robinson, the father of Tuskegee Airmen, and later became the commander of the Ethiopian Air Force. During the Korean War, Ethiopian troops and Black American soldiers served side by side. They united again during the Olympics boycott against racial injustice. These are just a few examples, and there's a lot more connections. It's important to study history to learn about how interconnected we are. And if you want to learn more and help us teach the next generation about this rich history, check out our comic books and graphic novels.